Hello, Dan Joss. How are you today?
Doing great. How are you?
I am very well, thank you. Very well. So, on today's Money Talks, what do we want to talk about specifically in regards to money?
Let's talk about long-term care insurance.
Okay, that seems like a great topic.
A study in 2016 by the Urban Institute and the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services discovered that about half of 65-year-olds today will eventually develop a disability and require some long-term care services.
About half of them?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Most will need services for less than 2 years.
Okay.
But about 14% will require service for more than 5 years.
Wow.
And when do we need long-term care? When it's defined activities of daily living, things that you and I do every day.
Right.
If we can't do those things, that's when we start to need to have care.
Okay.
Those activities of daily living, those are called ADLs: bathing, caring for incontinence, dressing, eating, toileting, and transferring, like getting out of bed or getting into a chair. So if we can't do 2 of those 6 things, we need care. And so many, if we don't have insurance, it's family or friends will take care of us, but eventually that will be draining to the care providers. So we can retain care service providers.
Okay.
And if you have long-term care insurance, you'll be helped in those payments.
So regular old health insurance doesn't cover that.
Health insurance doesn't cover long-term care because it's not like you're putting a cast on your arm. You're helping somebody
get out of bed,
stand up and bathe.
Okay.
Yeah. So regular health insurance doesn't apply. Many people self-insure, but half the people over 65 will need some sort of care.
But Medicaid would take care of that, right?
Nope.
This seems like something that people might want to consider.
I have my clients consider it in their late 50s, early 60s.
Okay.
At least the insurance part of it.
Right.
If you get it too late, it's just prohibitively expensive.
Okay.
And if you get it while you're not healthy, then it's prohibitively expensive. So
okay.
You have to get it while you're healthy.
Get it when you don't need it so that you have it when you need it.
You have it when you need it. And the cost is all over the board. I mean, it depends on your age, your health, your sex, your marital status, the insurance company, and how much coverage you're going to get.
Right.
You typically get a daily amount of coverage.
Okay.
$100 a day or $300 a day or something like that.
Right.
And then you get it for a period of time. Long ago when I started, you could get a lifetime benefit.
Right.
Typically, they're not offered anymore.
Because people's lifetime, according to the insurance company, is a little too long.
That's right.
Okay.
But 5 years.
Right.
In fact, 20 years ago, you had to get separate policies. Spouses had to get their own policy. But now they're making combined policies so that premiums aren't necessarily wasted on one and not the other. But
okay.
You make your payments for this combined policy, and whichever spouse needs it first gets the benefit. And
since it's a 50% shot that somebody's going to need it, then
it may work.
If it's a joint policy, then that can kind of hedge the bet there.
Mm-hmm. And then there's what I call a time deductible. In car insurance, you pay your deductible, then you get the insurance.
Right.
In long-term care, you pay some time. There's an elimination period. You don't get a benefit until 90 days or 180 days or a year. So there's ways to control the cost to make it affordable. And then we just have to sit down and figure out what way of writing that policy makes sense for you.
Okay. So long-term care insurance, definitely worth the conversation. And you don't sell long-term care insurance.
No, we don't sell this or any type of insurance. But we work with clients to make sure that they get what they need from someone that can provide it for them.
Okay. Well, that's great because so often we've got people who are specifically trying to sell something in the conversation. And in your instance, you're just offering advice.
We're offering advice, pointing out, sometimes it could come ahead and trying to avoid them or trying to pass the risk of that on to somebody else.
Right. Okay. So, Dan Joss, if somebody wanted to get in touch with you and have a conversation about long-term care insurance, what's the best way for them to do that?
They can give me a call, 757-903-2127.
Website?
Website is jossbrown.com.
Money Talks is a weekly program presented for the listener's benefit and entertainment. It is provided at no cost to the listener, and the ideas, opinions, and comments are not to be construed as legal advice, tax advice, investment advice, or other advice specific to the listener. Listeners are encouraged to seek the advice of a licensed professional or other qualified party when dealing with financial, legal, tax, medical, investment, insurance, taxidermy, plumbing, electrical, carpentry, real estate, chiropractic, veterinary, oral hygiene, hot air ballooning, etc. We have given you some food for thought. Now, call a licensed professional such as Dan Joss at 757-903-2127. Thanks for listening, and remember, failing to plan is planning to fail.